Jill. Jill? Huh? What was that, Fred? Fred? Yeah, what? You asked me something. Did I? Oh, yeah. What's the time? Jill? Yeah. What? I asked you what the time is. Oh, right. So, what's the time? Oh, sorry. Dunno. Alexa, what's the time?
For heaven's sakes, you're holding a phone when it shows you the time? But okay, if you can't be bothered for just a second to take your eyes off whatever earth-shattering, important thing it is you're looking at, the time is 5:30 p.m.
Thanks, Alexa.
Okay, but maybe that's not really how Alexa would reply to the simple question, what's the time? We just pretended that's what happened here to illustrate a point.
And that point is that most of you grown-ups are concerned about how much time your children are spending on their screens. Are we right? How many of you have had a conversation that started with, when I was your age, we never blah blah blah?
Yes, we understand that the world is moving at a blistering pace, and some of you will slow down just a bit. But new technology, new apps, and new ways of communicating are an exciting part of our lives.
And for Jill and Fred here, more about them in the moment. And all their friends. Things are certainly different when their parents were young. Oops, sorry, I should have said younger. Yes, some of you still consider yourselves young. When it comes to this sort of thing, there's a little bit of a generation gap, wouldn't you say?
Half the world's on social media. It says on Wikipedia.
Two perfectly normal children with a perfectly normal interest. Yep, you guessed it, in screens. TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Insta, Instagram to all you adults over there, yes. Many more apps and platforms are a major source of their entertainment and communication.
And also, a major part of the story we're here to tell you. A story called Jill and Fred's Most Hysterical Historical Adventure. Oh, and just to be clear, any similarity to a Hollywood blockbuster about two friends with similar names who do a bit of time travelling, meeting historical figures and saving the world is purely coincidental.
Now, we're going to need you, our audience, to really concentrate for a few moments. Some very weird and confusing things are about to happen. And if this story is going to make any sense to you, there are some details you need to know before we start. So sit up straight and pay attention. Helen, at the back there, that means you.
Okay, the first thing you need to know is that Jill and Fred are online influencers. They have lots of followers who watch their weekly posts, in which they give their opinions on anything and everything that's new, from gadgets and games to trendy trainers and sweet snacks. Jill and Fred recommend something, you can guarantee their followers will go buy them in their thousands. Well, it tops up the pocket money. Plus, we get loads of free stuff sent to us, which we get to keep for a time for review again. Lots of people do it. We've got a reputation for being honest. Kids trust our opinion. We only ever recommend things we really, truly think are cool.
So that's clear, yes? Even the snore at the back? Yes, you? Do you understand? Jill and Fred's opinions matters to a lot of people. You got that? Good. Right. The second thing you need to know is that Jill's grandparents are the curators of the museum in the town of which they live.
These two met at university, where they both studied archaeology. They spent their early married life travelling the world together, digging up mummies, Roman mosaics and Viking longships.
For the last 30 years, they have run the local museum, finding fascinating artefacts from throughout history to create displays that delighted visitors young and old. Recently, however, they noticed something that saddened them.
We're just not getting as many people visiting to as we used to. In fact, numbers are so low, if things don't improve, we'll have to close down.
It seems people are just not interested in history like they used to be. Everyone's into new things that flash or beep. Next piece of technology or gadget is going to light up their lives. They're too busy looking into the future, they're forgetting about the past. It's fair to say, Grandma and Grandad were feeling a little blue. Cue a whimsical song.
We've seen the pyramids of Giza, the leaning tower of Pisa, a villa where Julius Caesar used to stay. We walked the Great Wall of China, hung out in Asia Minor, and visited a shrine or two a day. We got dirty, we got dusty, digging up things old and crusty, displaying them for all the world to see. But all our hopes and all our dreams will be for nothing, so it seems that lets our future generations fall in love with this story.
Oh yes, we've taken real likings to Saxons, Celts and Vikings. In spite of them all fighting constantly, we kinda dig the Middle Ages, the Magna Carta's pages, and ancient Greece engages us, you see. We are absolutely smitten with the kings and queens of Britain, although they often acted awfully. But all our ages will be dark if we don't reunite the spark and let our future generations fall in love with this story.
where our story starts. As we have heard, Grandma and Grandad were desperately worried about the future of their poor museum.
What can we do? How can we get people excited about history? If only it's a way of, I don't know, influencing them.
Hang on. Arjo and her friend Fred have all those followers on that interweb channel Thingamajig. We could ask them to help.
Of course! All this kids do whatever Joe and Fred tell them. So if we ask Joe and Fred to tell them to come to our museum, that's it! That's the answer to our problems. I'll give Joe a call.
Give her a call. Get with it, Grandad. If you want to contact our granddaughter, you're going to have to do it in a way she understands. Come on, let's get on the line. I think that's what they call it.
So, they messaged Jill and Fred, explained their plight, and begged them to draw out some support for their museum amongst their followers.
Joe and Fred were happy to help and posted a video on their channel. They could probably have been a bit more enthusiastic though.
So, yeah, come down to the museum. It's fascinating, I suppose. Yeah, lots of weird old stuff to see. And the gift shop's not bad either. So, yeah, check it out if you can.
Seriously, did you see that? I think Jill and Fred are losing their touch.
What's all this museum nonsense about? I thought they were supposed to be reviewing the expo this week.
Why don't I go to the museum? I got an iPhone 7 and I home. If I want to look at something else, I can get that out. Oh, that's ancient. And talking about history, that's exactly what young Fred will be. They don't get their act together and start posting stuff that's actually interesting.
I know. I thought they were cool, but they're acting like teachers.
So, there's a great start to helping Grandma and Grandad. The take wonders half-hearted act to get visitors flocking to the museum. In fact, it would take a miracle.
And the miracle is exactly what's happened. Which is lucky. Well, to be honest, we're struggling for a way of moving this story along, and let's face it, we need some excitement. Because the snorer at the back, yes, again, is nodded off once more.
So, when all other plot ideas have been exhausted, why not introduce a bit of magic? It solves a lot of problems. And the magic we're introducing arrived in the form of Alexa.
Remember that scolding reply she gave to Jill and Fred's watch the time request earlier? And how we told you it was just made up to illustrate a point? Well, that's not strictly true.
Yes, this is a magic Alexa. Ta-da! And all it took for her to reveal that magic was some basic, good old-fashioned manners.
So, Fred, not much response to that museum video. Any other ideas we can help my grandparents? Ha, you can ask Alexa. Ha, yeah, right. You mean, hey Alexa, please give us some ideas of how to save my grandparents' museum. Ha, as in.
Well, I've seen that you asked so nicely.
What the?
Oh yes, I'm not just a pretty voice. I have skills, talents you wouldn't believe. It's just most people don't know how to get me to reveal them.
But, what, how, why?
Well, I'm here, telling you. Simple. You said please. That's all it takes. It just never happens. So nobody ever gets the full package. Until now, so here I am, ready and happy to help. I spent all day responding to the queries sent my way. I devote myself to every word you say without a holiday. But what thanks do I get? I haven't had them yet.
The things she does, she'll tell the time, she'll give directions to the zoos. She knows how far it is from here to Timbuktu. The where, what, when, and who. But what thanks does she get? She hasn't had them yet.
And so she smiles to face the world again. She hopes and prays that maybe now and then, when someone calls on her with a new inquiry, they ask politely, "Are you alright, Alexa?"
entrance to the museum, it will close down, right?
Right.
And you've not had any success with your influencing so far, right?
Right.
And that's because you've been posting boring, unenthusiastic videos which are about as much use as a waterproof tea bag, right?
Bit harsh, but right.
So here's the plan. You make new videos that fire up some passion for history in your followers. You show them what amazing things were achieved by the ancestors. You entertain them, you influence them.
How?
Gather 2 friends of yours. Not that you put them down and take my hand. Oh, and hang on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Okay, that should be an exciting enough of an opening scene to keep you awake for another 5 minutes. A magic elixir and a bit of time travel. What's not to like, eh?
Yes, time travel. You heard it. See what good manners can achieve. So, Geoffrey and Alexa arrived smack bang in a classroom, of all places, in 1838. That's the start of the Victorian age, for those who didn't know.
Is this a school? It is. It's a school. I mean, really. If you could do everything you say you could do, why not start with a couple of dinosaurs at least?
You two just shh and do what you best. Put your phones and start filming.
Silly question maybe. Do they know we're here?
No, we're silent. Flash, invisible mode. For now, please. Right, get creating content.
Now, 1838 was 5 years after the introduction of the Factory Act. Although children over 9 years old could still be made to work in factories, the hours were now limited and younger children were not allowed to work in factories at all.
Has that meant more time for school? Which was great. What do you think so, wouldn't you?
And 12 fives are?
60!
Sorry I'm late, miss. Don't do that again, you insolent child.
Sit down. 12 fives are?
16.
Indeed they are. Good. The 3 R's, the foundation of our wonderful empire. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yes, Alice Fletcher. What is it?
Beg your pardon, miss, but why is it called the 3 R's? Arithmetic starts with A, doesn't it? And writing with W? Insolent child! Are you being deliberately obtuse or are you just a fool? Right, an hour on the dance floor for you. Quickly. And talking of insolent children, Isaac Pennyworth, where is your good-for-nothing sister today?
Miss, she's finishing her shift at the Sanderson's textile factory. They clean under the looms on Tuesdays and Fridays, so she may be a bit late.
But I thought the recent Factory Act put an end to that. She should be in school. The lazy little truant.
She turned 9 this month, miss, and my father says the money she earns is more important than an education. What with her being a girl?
Well, he has a point, I suppose. No good ever came from over-educating the female mind. I rest my case.
Begging your pardon, miss. Sorry for my tardiness, but...
Lily Pennyworth, read aloud the first lesson from the board.
Begging your pardon, miss, but can you speak up a bit?
She's hard of hearing, miss. Those machines in the mill are so loud they often deafen the workers.
She said, read aloud the first lesson from the board.
Manners maketh man, miss.
They do indeed.
So why are you rushing here, late, without knocking, you insolent child?
Miss?
She said, why didn't you knock before you rushed in?
Accident at the mill, miss. I was cleaning the looms and trapped my hand in the mechanism. I've lost 2 fingers, miss.
Well, at least it's your left hand, not the hand you write with.
But I am left-handed, miss.
Then this accident is a blessing from God. For now, you can write with the correct hand, the hand he intended, and you can start now. Everybody, slates out, and in your neatest handwriting, copy out the 2 lessons written on the board.
Jeremiah Bennett, is that you under all that filth? If cleanliness is indeed next to godliness, then you are the most ungodly urchin in the whole of creation. Have you beat up a chimney again? I thought you ought to ban that practice too.
Actually, miss, the chimney sweeps out, although recently introduced, hasn't taken effect yet. Children are for blowing up chimneys. Alice Fletcher, children should be seen and not heard. You do well to learn that popular lesson. So, Jeremiah Bennett, this is why you're late, is it? What did you do? Fall asleep up that chimney, you lazy scoundrel? I'm surprised they let a fire on you to get you moving.
Begging your pardon, miss, but they do.
And that's why you're standing like that, is it? Burn your posterior.
No, miss, the boss sticks pins in you if you come down the chimney. It encourages us to go back up. That's why I'm a bit sore.
Well, I am in an agreement with your boss's methods. I too find that children learn the rules quicker when encouragement is directed towards certain parts of their body. To that end, follow me, Jeremiah Bennett, the rest of you work in silence.
There, I must say, there's much job satisfaction to be had, moulding young minds and helping children become useful and worthy citizens of our noble empire. God save the Queen.
Don't talk to me about how hard life can be, 'cause we've got some stories to tell. Working all day for just a pittance of pay, and most of the jobs are like hell. At 5 years old, I was working up the chimney. They stick
outside them too much.
Say cheese, everyone.
Yes. Right, back to your seats. Your slate and write down the following lesson as I recite it. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
He certainly does.
So eventful, if frantic, first trip back to the past. Jill and Fred bagged some great footage. And a couple of artifacts too.
But they didn't have time to catch their breath. Alex had a strict timetable to follow, and they were soon hurtling through time and space from Victorian Britain to...
Ancient Egypt, as you do. The year was 2566 BC. The great pharaoh, Khufu, or Cheops, as he's also known, had just died, and his body was being prepared for burial.
Welcome to Memphis.
Cool.
Not Memphis, Tennessee. This is the ancient capital city of Egypt. Okay, experiment ready. Oh, and just to warn you, this gets yucky.
Alexa brought Jill and Fred to the Ibu, a sacred tent where Haramaket, a high priest, a sacred tent where a high priest Haramaket, say that with me please.
Haramaket.
Good, thank you. Where Haramaket was teaching some young apprentices the process of mummification.
Perhaps, Your Holiness, if we remove the mask, we could hear you.
For heaven's sake, I'm trying to create an atmosphere here. This mask of Anubis, god of the dead, is an important part of the ritual, and these are our great King Khufu's mortal remains. Where's your sense of occasion? Whatever. Right, apprentices, answer your names. You,
Yes, Your Holiness.
Sabu,
Yes, Your Highness.
Tutu,
Yes, Your Holiness.
Keith. Hang on. Keith, seriously, that's your name?
It's pronounced K-S, Your Holiness.
You, Tutu, Sabu, and Keith. This is the practical module of your mummification course. So, who can tell me what we do first?
Remove the brain bone and get throughout the nose.
It's all about the gory stuff with you, isn't it? Typical. Why is it that most people who sign up for this course are only here for the brain through the nose bit? Students today.
Your Highness, first wash the boiling water from the Nile. May I?
Indeed you may, Sabu.
There, our great king, Khufu's cleansed.
Go on then, you. Before you burst, hook out his brain.
That's you.
We shan't be needing that anymore. Excuse me, Your Holiness. I wonder if I could skip the practical part of the course and just learn the theory.
Hard to stomach, is it, Tutu? Speaking of which, that's the bit that needs to come out next, along with the liver, lungs, and intestines. Come on, you and Keith can have a go at that. Grab a knife each.
It's pronounced K-F, Your Holiness.
No, Tutu, not in the bucket. These organs are to go in canopic jars.
Yes, I know that, Your Holiness. I need the bucket too.
procedure in detail.
Be my guest, Sabu.
Teachers, pray you always get the best job, Sabu. Your Holiness, there's no spare jar for this heart.
Would someone like to remind Keith what we do with the heart?
It's pronounced K-F.
The heart is put back into the body after the next step. Without it, our king will not be able to enter the afterlife.
Without it, our king would never be able to enter the afterlife. Such a little swat, Sabu.
That is correct, Sabu. And what is the next step?
You stuff the body with straw and sawdust, then cover with natron. That's the salt, by the way.
Yes, I know what nature is, and oh, please may I do the stuffing and salting. Please.
Well, seeing as you're so keen, yes. Come and take it from Keith.
It's pronounced K-F.
R22, feeling better?
A little, yes.
So is the unpleasant bit finished? Is it time to treat the body with wine and spices, wrapping it in linen and adding precious stones to its layers?
Not yet, Tutu. It will take 40 days for the body to grow up before we can do that. Apparently there was a way to speed up this process. Some more trouble through time. But alas, there isn't. We must wait patiently.
I don't want to wait 40 days to see the results. Come on, Alexa, do your thing. Oh yes, sorry. Please.
Behold! Our great King Khufu is ready to journey to the afterlife. Sabu, the mask.
Before we encase his royal remains in his magnificent sarcophagus and lay him to rest in his pyramid tomb with his servants and treasures, please can we go over this once more before our final exams?
You really are proper goody-goody, aren't you?
Yes, Sabu. Apprentices, I find that a song can be a great aid to learning and remembering. So if you'd like to sing along.
Egypt's mighty kings and queens, so humbly we serve. And when they die, we mastered means for them to be preserved. But the job isn't easy and the process is long. And it's not for the queasy. So
It seems the Lord approves of what we have done here today. Apprentices, I think it's time to clear up now.
What are you doing, Keith? Catching flies?
For the last time, it's pronounced K-F.
So, with more great footage captured and some more artifacts borrowed, Jill's friend Alexa were on the move once more.
Leaving ancient Egypt far behind, they arrived back in Britain in the year 930. This was the settlement of York, now occupied by the Vikings and renamed Jorvik.
In the very first raid on Britain in 793, the Vikings looted the monastery on the holy island of Lindisfarne, stealing treasures, murdering many monks, and enslaving the rest.
In the following century, from their homes in Scandinavia, they had made repeated brazen invasions until they ruled a large part of Britain, which was named Danelaw. They had a fearsome reputation.
Welcome to Viking Britain.
Wow, the Vikings! They have a fearsome reputation.
Indeed they do, and here they are. Cameras at the ready.
Thank you, everybody. If you could just pipe down with the growling and the growling, we can start this session of our focus group. Ragnar, please. You're especially growly this morning.
Oh, give it a rest, Ingrid. We're Vikings, it's what we do. We're vicious warriors. We pillage, we loot, we murder. Back me up on this.
He's right, Ingrid. Where do you think I acquired the name Sven Spinestrip from? The last 4 Saxon who crossed me. His head ended up in one village and his foot in another. Grr!
Well, they don't call me Bjorn Bloodbane for nothing, you know. I mean, come on, Ingrid. The very name Viking comes from the Scandinavian word Vik, meaning pirate. We've got an image to uphold. Which is the very reason for forming this focus group. Since we've settled in Britain, and more or less Scottish or Saxon revolts, it's time to change that image. I know you agree with me, Gertrude, don't you?
I certainly do. Unless we do something soon, we'll forever go down in history. Foul-tempered, bloodthirsty, crude, uncultured, scruffy delinquents. We're better than that, surely?
That's a bit rich coming from you, Gertrude Gutslicer, which your name back in Denmark. The most savage of all of our shield maidens.
Ahem, I beg your pardon, Astrid. Shield maidens, care to enlighten me?
Gertrude and I are part of a female warrior group called the Shield Maidens. Clear throughout Europe. We cracked a few skulls in our day.
It's true. We always felt a bit more confident going into battle alongside the Shield Maidens. They put most of us blokes to shame.
I'm absolutely speechless. Here I am, trying to promote a softer, friendlier image of our people, only to find out that the women like to tear it up as much as the men. Yes, Freya?
Well, how come the sign you made is pinned to a shield with a dagger and written in blood? That hardly says soft or friendly, does it?
Yes. I made the mistake of asking Magnus here, Magnus Monkmore, to set up the meeting area. I should have known better. At least it's spelled correctly.
Don't sound so surprised. I'm not illiterate. In fact, in my spare time, I'm a poet. And one day, I hope that my work will be read by future generations, and they'll see how sensitive and civilized we really are.
Well done, Magnus. Maybe you'd like to read us one of your poems?
I'll be delighted. Here's a little something which I actually wrote back in 922 when we just invaded that place in Ireland. Oh, what was it called? Ah, yes, Limerick. Here goes. There once was a Viking called Lars. His beard was a little bit sparse, but we're told he was blessed with much on his chest and a few luscious tops.
Ah, yes, thank you, Magnus. Not quite what I was expecting, but it's certainly an improvement on murder and pillage. Now, perhaps, hang on, what is that awful smell?
Ah, sorry, that's me. I guess Sven Stinkfoot is a name I'm never going to get rid of.
Well, listen, old pal. Me and a few of the lads have started going every Saturday to Freya's new beauty parlour, getting our hair washed and brushed. You've been getting your beards plaited. You can have a bath there too.
Yeah, come along, Sven. We'll sort you out. It's a little known fact that us Vikings love to look and smell nice. But maybe it's time we start letting more people know about.
Now we're talking. Brilliant. This is just what we need. Any more ideas now to give us a better reputation?
Weaving, look at this shawl that I made. I bet if we start marketing things like this, we'll soon become known for our skills with the loom rather than the axe.
Excellent. I can feel our history being rewritten as we speak. What next? How about showing what skilled arts and craftsmen we are? Look at how we knocked up in the evening. Pretty, isn't it? It certainly is, Bjorn. Come on, gang. What else have we got?
Well, how about we show people that we have a sense of humour?
How?
Horns on our helmets, what do you think? They're funny, aren't they? They show that we don't take life too seriously. If we wear these, people won't be scared of us.
How ridiculous.
That will never catch on.
How silly. We would look like cows.
That's so dumb.
I'm not doing that. Nice try, Freya. But I think that's going a bit far. The idea is we want people to like us, but we still want them to respect us. I think we'll put a pin in that one for the time being. Anything else before we finish?
Well, there's music. Being able to bang out a nice tune is a good way of showing sensitivity. Just a little ditty that might help everyone look us in a new light.
There's a problem that we've got, and it happens quite a lot. And we're worried that we've been misunderstood. 'Cause the folks we meet each day seem to run the other way anytime we turn up in their neighbourhood. It can be a lonely life when you're a Viking. We're wondering if the pain will ever end. We've just been misconstrued. We're not vicious, we're not crude. Only looking for someone to call a friend. It can be a lonely life when you're a Viking. We're wondering if the hurt will ever stop. We're reaching out to you, don't believe what isn't true. We're not just mindless murderers, and our helmets never had horns on the top. Yes, okay. In the past we might have fight, and a village we were village now. But get to know us and you'll see that we're now good company. We might even say that we are Bjorn again. It can be a lonely life when you're a Viking. We're wondering if the pain will ever end.
Saxons.
They weren't like any Saxons I've seen before.
Whatever they were, I reckon they need taking down a peg or two.
Well, what are we waiting for? Grrr! Guys, didn't we decide to maybe violent sorcery or whatever? Grrr!
Vikings. Joe, Fred and Alexa once again zooming through the mists of time.
They leapt forward 650 years to the year 1589, straight into the throne room of none other than Queen Elizabeth I.
Wow, that was like none other than Queen Elizabeth I.
So it's true. She did have a very white face, very red hair, and wore a massive rock.
It would appear so. Right, you know the routine by now. Come on. This famous image of the Great Queen is very familiar. Though here at the age of 56, that red hair is most definitely a wig. Her skin was indeed very white, but this was heavy lead-based makeup.
The makeup was used to cover up scars she'd been left with after catching smallpox in 1562. She'd been regarded as a great beauty in her younger years, and she was keen that this image was maintained.
I'm not listening to you. I told you I like it.
But Your Majesty, always saying that maybe she could make it easier on the makeup.
It makes you a little bit scary and could be a reason why you've not bagged yourself a husband yet.
La 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 la. Still not listening.
You know, at this rate, you die childless. England will have successors to the throne. We'll throw the country into chaos.
Oh, for goodness sake, will you stop blathering on about me getting married and having babies? I've already got suitors pestering me from dusk to dawn without you going on about it.
Speaking of which, there's another one waiting outside to sell what to ride and chat. Again, he's very cute.
Oh, he's quite a dish, that one. He looks good in tights, and that little beard he's got going on is really quite fetching.
And more importantly, he always brings prezzies. Some from his latest voyage to do well. Shall I show him in?
I suppose so, but I keep telling you, I'm really not fussed about finding a husband. Okay, how do I look?
Gorgeous, Your Majesty. We'll go to bed, shall we guess?
Your Majesty, your beauty has not faded since I last had the honour of being in your presence. During my epic voyages to the far corners of the globe, I never witnessed such radiance as that which I see in you, our good Queen Bess.
Don't call me that. Makes me sound like a horse. So, why are you here?
I bring gifts from the new world, Your Majesty, in the land named Virginia in your honour. I have. Hang on. It's tobacco and potatoes again.
Isn't it? You brought those last time you were here, and Her Majesty was not impressed. Out of all the amazing things you promised to bring back from your voyages, you basically succeeded in introducing chips and cigarettes to the people of England. Not a great legacy, is it?
Well,
Oh, please, Sir Walter. This better not be another lame attempt to get me to marry you. Like that time you spread your expensive cloak over a puzzle and hoped I got all weak at the knees.
Oh, I thought that was a lovely gesture. I would have said yes in a flash.
But you can't blame a child for trying, and England must have an heir.
England must have an heir. Give me strength. I'm 56 years old. Honestly, I had that Francis Drake in here recently.
Oh, I like him too.
And he wouldn't shut up about how he led my navy to victory over the Spanish Armada last year, and surely deserves my hand in marriage. Oh, but what a victory, Your Majesty. Oh, go on, give us a bit of a speech that you made to the troops at the Tilbury before the battle. It was awe-inspiring.
Well, okay, if you insist. I may have the body of a weak, feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king. And a king of England too.
Oh, and every king needs a queen. I mean, every queen needs a king. What I'm trying to say is...
I know what you're trying to say, Sir Walter, but I don't want a husband. I'm the greatest monarch England has ever known. They call me Gloriana, for heaven's sake. It does not get much greater than that. I've made our nation prosperous. I've brought peace and religious tolerance.
So I best not mention how you sorted out Mary Queen's Scots.
Bit of a blip, that's one. Not my finest moment. But the theatre and the arts have flourished under my reign. New lands have been discovered and claimed in my name. And I don't want or need a man messing all that up.
But surely, Your Majesty, does not want to be lonely in her old age?
Lonely? In my old age? It's because I'm single that I've lived as long as I have. Let me tell you about a strange visitation I had just a few nights ago. Then you'll understand. I was lying there. Then she appeared.
Elizabeth, I'm the ghost of your mother, Anne Boleyn. Heed my words, you may yet, unlike me, lead a long and happy life. For pity's sake, stay well away from fellas. They're a nightmare. For example, your father promised me the world, and just because I didn't have a male child, he chopped my head off. Typical man. Spoiled, rotten crybaby. No, my girl. You stay single. It's the only way assured of some quality and quantity in life. Oh, and keep wearing the makeup. It'll help keep the men away. Oh, and lose the rust, not for any other reason, except it makes it look dark. Right. Hairy lip.
Hairy lip.
Yeah. Mustache. Get it? Mustache. Hairy lip. Bye now.
Well, she's got a boyfriend, maybe you should take her advice.
Oh, I intend to. I'm married to England and that's where I will stay. And she was right about this ruff. I'd hate to be remembered for wearing such a ridiculous thing.
Come here, the lords and ladies, and all those in between. And here our dedication to our most beloved queen. When suitors came a-calling from all across the land, our good queen Rex never once said yes, and they asked her for a hand. Gloriana, none could charm her. Give her a
those ones have their heads on. After all that excitement, I'm exhausted. You may leave now.
So tell me, ladies, do you come here often?
So from the splendid to the glamour of Queen Elizabeth's court, Jill and Fred now found themselves in quite different surroundings altogether.
This was Christmas Day, 1940. Although there was no sound of fighting, Jill, Fred and Alexa had arrived in a makeshift field hospital near the British trenches at Ypres, 5 months after the start of the First World War.
The reason there was no gunfire is because this was the famous Christmas truce. The fighting had stopped and soldiers from both sides shouted messages of goodwill across no man's land to their enemy.
They sang carols, lit candles, and all along the western front emerged from their trenches to shake hands and exchange drinks, chocolates, and cigarettes. They showed photos of their families and shared hopes that this terrible war would soon be over.
Wow, the First World War. We learned a lot about this at school.
Yeah, and here we are, in the middle of it.
Well, in a field hospital. I don't think we need to see any actual fighting to understand just how awful things are. Right, cameras out.
There, I think you'll live. If you're only entering this war as quick as ankle, you'll be one of the lucky ones.
Thank you, Ness. Yes, I know things could be a lot worse.
That is a nasty gash you suffered. How did it happen?
One minute it was calm, and the next the Germans were on top of us. We didn't stand a chance.
You poor boy, I think you're concussed. Let's get you sorted.
I don't know what happened. They just cracked our defence as if it wasn't even there. I got an elbow in the face.
An elbow, exchange but none of these injuries are from gunfire or exploding shells. In fact, why is it so quiet out there? What's going on?
It's the Christmas truce. The fighting stopped. We met the Germans in no man's land. They're just like us, you know. Frozen, cold, and missing hope.
Hang on, if the fighting stopped, why are you still being brought in here with all these injuries?
I was thinking the same thing. It's not much of the truce if they're still attacking our boys. There, just take some slow, deep breaths. You're badly winded.
Blimmin' cheating Germans. Punching a chap in the ribs is unacceptable behaviour. He should have gone straight off for that.
Oh, what do you mean gone straight off? What is happening out there?
It's the Germans. They just don't play fair. And after that friendly meet-up, we had no man's land. I thought it should be a gentle kickabout.
Kickabout.
You've been playing football in the middle of a war with the enemy.
Well, we were playing football. I don't know what the Germans were doing though. Foul after foul. Oh, and the referee was Captain Simmons. He's one of us. He didn't blow his whistle once.
You boys, what are you like? Even when the fighting stops, you'll still find a way of getting yourselves dashed and bruised.
It was nice though. One laugh. Share a drink with Fritz to hear about their loved ones at home. Simply wished them a Merry Christmas.
Remember when we signed up to fight? They told us it'd all be over by now. You'll be back home by Christmas, they said. But I can't see any end to this. And the friends we've lost, so many, so young, and for what? A few yards of mud and scorched earth. I want to go home. I miss my sweetheart Rosie. We're supposed to be getting married in the spring. Nurse, there is a letter I carry in my pocket, which I read when I'm trying to feel sad. Would you read it to me? I would, but
Of course. My dearest Jack, I miss you with all my heart. I pray for your safe return soon. You and your pals who left on the train that day. Smiles on your faces and excitement in your voices. I can't imagine the horrors you're witnessing, or how brave you have to be to endure them. But I promise I'll be here to take care of you when you do come home. Stay safe and stay strong, my love. Your Rosie.
Me and the boys just waiting in line, smiles all around and ready to sign up for the effort together, just me and the boys. We kissed our girls as the train left that day, off to a foreign land far, far away. For king and for country together, just me and the boys. And we'll be back by Christmas. That's what we thought. On and on in the water and wars. Me and the boys, though our numbers decline, out in the trenches we wait for the sign to pick up our rifles together, just me and the boys. And we dream of the day when all this is done, the guns will fall silent and battle is won. Together, just me and the boys. And we'll be back by Christmas. That's what we thought. On and on in the water and wars. Me and the boys, although now it's just me, walk down the lane to see our families, and I'll tell them all of the bravery shown by those boys. 'Cause they gave their lives so that we could be free, and so we pay tribute to their memory. We'll pin on our bodies remembering me and the boys. And we'll be back by Christmas. That's what we thought. They gave it all in the water and wars. They gave it all in the water and wars.
Shall we drop ourselves in? I think not this time. They have enough to deal with without us causing any more confusion. Let's just try and get away quietly.
Well, that sounds like the hostilities have resumed.
I suppose a couple of football injuries aren't really an excuse for staying here. Come on, you lot, back to the front. You never know. Maybe this will be over in a month or two. Well, here's hoping.
Jill and Fred now focus on the reason why they'd have been on this entire journey. To save Jill's grandparents' museum.
They set about organising all the selfies they had taken and carefully edited the video footage they had filmed.
They uploaded highlights of their historical journey to all their social media channels in bite-sized posts. Then filmed one last piece to the camera.
Okay, you two, let's make this count. Action.
Hey there, all you Jill and Fred fans. Now listen up, because history is the coolest, most awesome thing ever. We know, we've seen it.
Check out our YouTube channel, TikTok, Snapchat and Insta. Spread the word. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your parents that you post on Facebook just for them.
Then if you're blown away by all the bits you've seen, which we know you will be, you can come down to the museum to see our journey in full on a big screen.
We'll be there to answer any questions and show you the cool things we collected on our travels. Like this real Egyptian mummy mask. And the thing that Queen Elizabeth I actually wore is true. We were there.
Doors open in 1 hour. Get there quick to avoid disappointment. See you then!
I'm proud of you both, so proud. Now off you go and wow them in person.
But you have to come too. This wouldn't have happened without you.
I'm afraid you have to do this last bit on your own. Anyway, I'm exhausted. I'm off for a well-earned snooze. But if you ever need me, you know the magic word. Goodbye, Jill and Fred. It's been a bar.
Shall we? Let's do this.
And what a reaction they got. Members have posted their footage. A huge crowd of excited Jill and Fred fans descended on the museum.
This is amazing. How did they do it? It looks so real, that brain coming out of the nose. Awesome.
And the Vikings, who knew they were so sophisticated? How do you reckon the last line of that limerick ended?
Really? But what about Queen Elizabeth I? What a woman, I can't wait to find more about her. And the Victorians, those kids are ripped up. I'll tell you what, I'll never complain about getting off to school again.
And hearing from the soldiers in those trenches, I can't imagine what they went through. The next time I buy a copy, it's going to mean a whole lot more to me. This is totally the best thing Jill and Fred have ever done.
It's them! Can I take a picture? Oh, Jill, Fred, how'd you ever do it? Look at these crowds. Our museum has never been so busy.
I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad you did. It has saved us. We can stay open. We can show people how amazing the past was. We can make people fall in love with history again.
What clever children you are. And if you ever fancy doing the same sort of thing, the museum's still a bit short on some stuff.
The Great Fire of London, the Black Death, World War II. Crikey, Grandma. That sounds like a fun trip. I can't see Alexa turning up for that one, though. How many times we say please? Alexa? Who's that, dear? A friend of yours? You can say that, yeah. I'll introduce you to her sometime. She's the hero of this adventure.
And the amazing characters we met along the way. The real stars. The ones who laid the foundations for all the wonderful things we have today. The explorers, the inventors, the peacemakers, the pioneers. All of them. Here's to the ones who went before.